Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Drayway. Yes, we hit almost 200,000 people checked out the Drayway yesterday. That's right. I'm not joking. Almost 200,000 people. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, come on, man. Come on. And I got a question for everybody. Before I even get started with today's show, I have a question for you. Democrats, are you ready to get fit? And I mean, are you ready to get... Are you ready to get fit? You think I mean that fit. I'm not talking that fit. I'm not talking exercise fit. What kind of fit am I talking about? I'm talking about this kind of fit. Florida, Iowa, Texas. Let me say that again. Florida, Iowa, Texas. Are you ready to get fit? Because we could be going fit and going blue. Yes, are you ready? If you saw the show yesterday, what did I talk about? What was I saying? Iowa, 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 Iowa. And then all of a sudden, 12 hours later, my phone blows up. And they're like, dude, did you see the poll? I'm like, what poll? He goes, exactly what you were talking about on the Drayway. I said, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, Drayton, check out the poll from Iowa. And I'm like, there's a new poll in Iowa? He goes, yeah. And she's winning just like you said. I said, oh my goodness. You mean I was right? I got to work on the eyebrow lift, don't I? I got to work on that. But yes, Iowa is joining the team. So that's the whole thing about today's show. Are we ready to get fit? Are we ready for Florida, Iowa, Texas? And I know what you're thinking. I know, Drayton, you're getting overly excited. Drayton, you're talking crazy now. I heard that yesterday. Everybody was saying, Iowa, where's he getting Iowa from? I heard that yesterday. Now stop. I want you to stop for a minute. Time out. I want you to take a second. I want you to think about this, okay? How many percentage points did we lose Texas and Florida by? What was it? We lost Texas by what? 4.5, maybe 5, and Florida pretty much the same thing by 4 or 5 points. Now let me ask you a question, and this is the question nobody's asking. This is the question nobody's talking about. Nobody's saying anything about it, not even on the mainstream media. What's the matter with you? Nobody's talking about the Republican vote. And I don't mean the Republican vote for Donald Trump. I'm talking about the Republican vote for Harris, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of Republicans going, yeah, I can't vote for Donald Trump. I can't do it. I can't do it. That's right. Even holding their nose, they can't vote for Donald Trump. So what does that mean? That means we have, is it 5%? Is it 6%? Is it 8%? Is it 10%? Some people say it's as high as 10% of Republicans are not voting for Trump. Well, can we imagine this for a minute? But is it possible? I'm just asking. Don't go crazy on me. I'm just asking. Is it possible that it's not Democrats that bring Texas and Florida and Iowa blue? Is it possible, stay with me now, is it possible that 8, 9, or 10% of Republicans voting blue turns Florida, Iowa, and Texas blue? Because that is literally all it will take. That's it. Just a few percentage points of Republicans going, yeah, no, I'm not voting for that guy. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And we all know it's happening all across the country. We know because you can check out my comments. Look at my comments. I can't tell you how many people are like, yeah, I can't I'm Republican, but I can't vote for him, so I'm voting blue. Look at my comments. And by the way, if you haven't made a comment yet, let me know what you think about all this. And answer the question. Do you think Democrats, are we ready to get fit in 2024 in this election? Are we ready to get fit? Florida, Iowa, Texas. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Is it going to happen? And welcome to the Drayway. Like I said, if you guys haven't checked out yesterday's show, almost 200,000 people have checked it out. So if you haven't checked it out, you don't even know what you're missing. Yeah, you could be missing all kinds of stuff. So you got to check it out. And by the way, if you haven't followed yet, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Do you know how many of you guys are checking out the show and not subscribing? Come on, man, come on. But welcome to the Drayway. I'm glad you're here. I have a great show for you, a lot to talk about. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. So many of you have asked me, and I've read all your comments, literally thousands of comments, and so many of you have asked me, what's going on? What's going on? Why is this going on in Iowa? And I think I've already explained this. I mean, what people just don't seem to understand is Donald Trump depends on, rural markets and stuff like that to bring in the vote. But the problem with the rural markets this time is we've already had Donald Trump as president. Donald Trump has been president for 4 years, and he absolutely devastated farmers across the country. Across the country, farmers lost their farms. Hundreds of, I think it's over 100,000 farms went bankrupt under Donald Trump. Tens of thousands gone. And that's because of his tariffs. And here he's literally walking around going, yep, doing those tariffs big time this time. You think I did tariffs last time? That's nothing. I'm going to do tariffs even bigger and bolder and more this time. And farmers are like, no. Yeah. Any farmer signing up for that is absolutely crazy because in all likelihood, you're going to lose your farm. Because look at what happened, like I said yesterday, look what happened to farm prices when Donald Trump was president. You don't have to believe a single word I'm saying. Go look it up. Farm prices cratered because of the stupid tariffs. So that is the whole reason for Florida. That is the whole reason, not for Florida, for Iowa. That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason that I think Iowa is going to very well turn blue. But that's why I'm saying, are we fit? Are we ready, Democrats, to be fit? Are we ready for Florida, Iowa, and Texas? Because Florida, Lord knows, Florida's got farmers, and same thing in Texas. So if all of these people got hurt last time, why would they vote for Donald Trump? How does that make sense? How does that make economic sense when the leading economists are saying, yeah, his tariff plan is terrible. His tariff plan is really, really bad. So somebody needs to tell me. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you think tariffs, a straight 10, 20% tariff across the board is the answer. I want to hear it in the comments because I think that's the whole reason why a lot more states are in play than what we thought originally. And I think it's not just because of women. And don't get me wrong, this election, this is the women's election. This is the women's election because they have done everything that they need to do. They have stepped up, they have stepped out, they have been in line, they've been voting and voting and voting. And I expect the same thing in 2 days because we are just 2 days out, 2 days away. 2 days away from an election that is going to change the world. And when I say change the world, I mean change the world because this isn't about Mexico having a female leader or this country or that country. This is about the most powerful nation in the world having a woman president. And what that is going to do, how that's going to send shockwaves across the world. Whew. 2 days away. It's almost here. Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. Stay right with me. We got more to talk about. Now, with just 2 days away, I want to kind of prepare you for what's about to happen on election day and the next day. And within that 48 to 72 hour period, I want you to understand exactly what's going to happen. Because the thing that you need to understand is on election day, a lot of the votes that come in early are from those rural areas. Because you have to remember, in a rural area, that county could possibly only have 3,500 votes or 5,500 votes for the entire county. So it doesn't take very long to count those votes. Those votes across the country, because we all know, like in Georgia or Texas, in some of these states, there's lots of counties, but those counties aren't heavily populated. But still, there's a bunch of them. But all those votes come in early. And I can tell you what Donald Trump's going to try to do. He's going to look at a lot of those early, before the big cities come in with millions of votes. Donald Trump's going to say, oh, look, I'm ahead. Look how many look at all the red votes. Look at, I'm winning, I won. And it's going to be like, we haven't even come close to counting all the votes yet. But this is the whole plan. This is literally the plan of the Republicans. They don't have a plan to win. They have a plan to claim they won because they were cheated. Because they know they can't win on the votes. Because folks, I'm telling you now, when it comes right down to it, it's just math. That's really all this is. It's just math. And we've been counting votes for a very long time. We know how to do it. And this country does it really, really, really well. But Donald Trump and the Republicans are going to make it sound like, oh, we're in the lead. We're in the lead. So we won. We've won. And it's like, no, the votes are going to come in, and it's going to look very bad for Trump very quickly as the votes come in from the cities. But you need to understand that city vote, that millions of votes coming in from Atlanta, or millions of votes coming in from Dallas or Houston or Detroit or whatever. Those millions of votes coming in take time. So all those, but that fits the Republican narrative. Because the Republican narrative is, oh, look, we were winning, and now we're going to go to bed at night and we're going to wake up and Democrats are winning. So they're stealing the election. It's not true. It's not true. And it's just a Republican talking point because they simply don't have the votes. They don't have the votes, so they have to make up a story. They have to make up something that makes them feel better. And why pretending that you've won an election that you haven't won? If we all notice, Donald Trump now has been pretending for 4 years. This is no joke. 4 years he's been walking around saying, I didn't lose. Yes, you did. You lost the election. Everybody knows you lost the election. But you want to keep playing on this, oh, it got taken from, nothing got taken from you. We all know how to count votes. We've been doing it a really long time. But Republicans want to pretend. They want to pretend because they don't have the votes. So just know this. On election night, don't listen to any of the nonsense. Don't listen to any of the, oh, well, he's ahead and he's going to stay ahead. The votes will come in. When the votes come in, Donald Trump will be the loser. And Harris is going to win. There's nothing that's going to change that. And the day after that, and the day after that, they're going to try frivolous lawsuits. They're going to have something that they're going to need something called evidence. And with all the lawsuits last time, they're going to try the same thing, but they need something called evidence. And they simply don't have it. What they don't have are the votes. So don't get discouraged. Don't get, freaked out, because ultimately, as the next few days go by, it's going to become very apparent that Harris is the clear leader and our next president of the United States. Thanks for joining me on the Drayway. If you haven't seen other episodes, please check them out. We are just 2 days away from an election. Tomorrow we'll be 1 day away. So don't forget to check out the Drayway every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao. Oh, by the way, some of you still haven't subscribed yet. I don't want to keep bringing it up, but it would be really nice if you hit the subscribe button. No, go ahead. I'll wait. Did you do it? See you tomorrow on the Drayway.